The Obama administration came out yesterday with a plan to help small business owners. The president wants Congress to enact legislation raising the limit owners can write off next year. It's part of 4 executive orders aimed at helping small businesses and their ability to hire. Republican leaders are calling this move a political ploy. Is it? Joe Krier, president of Krier Wealth Management, is here to talk about it. You know, Joe, the jobs report came out last week, and it showed a very concerning trend. There's less hiring, there's less confidence. Small business owners feel besieged. Is this going to make a difference for them?
Tough question to start off with there, Bruce. Immediately, no, but every little bit helps. So, you know, the idea of these changes is to make it easier for startup small businesses to borrow money and so forth. And to that extent, perhaps it can help. Whether or not it helps right away or 6 months or a year from now is really the big question. All right,
I do want to ask you whether or not this is just politics at play, but first, let's talk about what the president is putting on the table here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the executive orders just boil down to things that don't involve budgets or taxes. So he's just encouraging government to pay their subcontractors quicker so that money flows through the economy, increase SBA spending limits, and simplify the process there. You know, in some cases, borrowers are filling out 80 different forms, and they're trying to cut that down to 2 or 3. And as you and I were talking off air, all government's goal should be to cut bureaucracy at all times, and that's a step in the right direction.
So what you're really saying is this is something they should have done anyway.
No doubt. You know, we've got to get that. We've got to get simplification, and, you know, that's a conversation we often have in April when people are doing their taxes. You know, everyone's pulling their hair out. Let's clean it up. Let's simplify it, and that gets the wheels turning a lot faster.
Let's get to the politics. John Boehner's office came out yesterday after the president issued these executive orders and said, look, essentially, this is too little, too late. If you look, last year, the Obama administration just put 1 small business initiative on the table. Mm-hmm. Is it politics at play?
Well, you know, in as much as any president wants the economy to be good going into an election, then I guess you could say so. But anybody in public office, regardless of what people think their motives are, they usually go in there wanting things to go right. So, you know, you could kind of play it both ways. You know, the fact is that we need help on all fronts. A couple of years ago, it was all about saving big business. They had to focus on that. So small business kind of went by the wayside. Now both Obama and Romney are kind of looking at their track records with respect to small businesses and saying, hey, I need to fill in the blanks here.
Now for the Obama administration, this is basically a 2-parter. We have the president's executive orders, and then you have his push to Congress.
Yeah, the push to Congress is kind of his first leaning towards the Bush-era tax cuts that, you know, we know are probably going to have to be extended. Obama just wants to extend it for people making less than $250,000, and going at small business deductions is one way to sort of help them and improve things a little bit here, but not actually, you know, do any kind of a tax cut.
You get an audience with the president. You're a small business owner, and you have one question you can ask. What's that one question to drive home your point and your concern?
Well, the key here is creating jobs, you know, and I would want to know, is there an incentive for me to go out and hire a new person? You need to get right to the point. All these things kind of beat around the edges here to try to encourage small businesses to grow and ultimately hire people. But small business owners want tax incentives that get right to the heart of it. I hire someone, I get a break on payroll taxes or something. What is my incentive to hire somebody?
So like with George Herbert Walker Bush, it's jobs, jobs, jobs. It's the economy.
Those are the 2 things you're going to hear an awful lot in the fall.
Always appreciate your perspective. Thanks very much. 7